Like, I think Pokemon... Oh, wait, we haven't even talked about this on stream. Okay. Can we just all collectively say I was right? What did I say when Palworld came out? What did I say? I want everyone to think back into their heads, try to think, what did Unchained say back when Palworld came out? I said if Pokemon is feeling the heat from Palworld, if they're feeling the heat, right? What are they going to bring back? They're going to bring back Mega Evolution. They are going to bring back Mega Evolution if they feel the heat from Palworld, because Mega Evolution, no matter how shitty the game is, Mega Evolution will bring people in. And now the game looks interesting. Obviously, we didn't see any gameplay. The game looks interesting, but I think almost, like, this might be a crackpot conspiracy theorist thing, but what has been, like, I mean, they've made a lot of references to Johto. They've made a lot of references to Black and White Unova, right? Unova would be the next remake coming out, right? And maybe there was a Johto game, like a Let's Go Johto in works or something like that. But they decided, because Palworld made so much money, that they're like, we need to take a break, we need to focus on a game, and we need to make a game that's going to bring players back into it, because Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield have burned our fan base. You know, I love Scarlet and Violet, don't get me wrong, I love Scarlet and Violet to death, but people didn't necessarily like everything with it. The performance of it wasn't great. So I think that if I can be a crackpot conspiracy theorist, I think Pokemon feeling a little bit of heat from Palworld, realizing, maybe people are going to look for alternatives instead of Pokemon. And we're going to do the one thing that will bring everybody back no matter what, and that is Mega Evolutions, because people have been asking for Mega Evolutions ever since they came out. People have been wanting more Mega Evolutions ever since X and Y. That's my crackpot's conspiracy theories. You guys can agree with me, but or disagree with me, that's totally fine, but that is what I think. I think that is my crackpot conspiracy theorist brain there. All right. And then I'll get to your whatever you asked, Flair. Is Legends in modern time what you want? Is Legends in modern time what you want? I don't think it's going to be in modern time. Obviously, we don't really know what it's going to be like, but I think we're going to get like a steampunk era. Like, I think we're going to get the Industrial Revolution Pokemon, is my opinion. I think this is going to be interesting. They can either go two ways. They can either do two ways, because the whole thing was like, it's going to be set in Lumino City, right? It's going to be set just in the city. So there's one of two things that could happen here. Is either we have a massive big map, and it is empty at the beginning, and you build a city in it, or I think it is a city map that maybe is overrun by Pokemon in certain areas, and you need to go in and fight off that Pokemon boss, or maybe even, like, gang members are taking over it. Maybe we have, like, a mobster storyline, and you have to go fight the different mobs and try to, like, get them to all agree, hey, we need to work together and build Lumino City to be the best it can be, kind of thing. I could see that, but I don't think it's going to be modern. And, of course, we literally don't know anything, so we can't expressly say, like, unless they expressly said, like, in a tweet or on their website, like, modern day, you know, like, unless they explicitly said that, I don't think it's going to be taking place in, like, now. I think it's going to be in the past. I think we're going to have, I think it's not going to be as far back as Legends Arceus, but I think it's going to be in, like, industrial France, you know? That's my opinion. And I think it's cool. I don't know what the fuck a Mega Evolution is, as I didn't play those games. If you actually don't know what Mega Evolution is, Flair, it's like the coolest mechanic ever. Basically, Mega Evolution is you give your Pokemon an item, and certain Pokemon, not every Pokemon, and it will give them a different form that they can turn into. So there's like Mega Charizard, and you can use your Charizard, and then you use the Mega Stone on your Charizard in battle to Mega Evolve it mid-battle. It's basically like Digivolving a Pokemon mid-battle. And what it did was gave a lot of Pokemon that didn't have a lot of use, it gave them life, and it gave a lot of cool designs. There's like, and they also introduced, so we could see Mega Evolution, as they've alluded to, obviously, but something else we could potentially see is Primal Reversion, which is what they did in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire with Groudon and Kyogre. Rather than them Mega Evolving, they actually reverted back to their primal state that was way stronger than their current state. So that was the form they had when they formed the world and like fought each other. So that could be something. We could see like a primal reverted Zygarde, Yveltal, and Xerneas, maybe? I don't know. I definitely think Xerneas and Yveltal will get a new form in this game, like Zygarde does, or they're gonna like all fuse or some shit. Like, I think something's gonna happen with the legendaries for sure. Obviously, it's Legends, but it's not. Why wasn't that kept in the later games with the extra gimmicks? I don't know. I really don't know why they never kept it. I think, to be fair, I think it's always good to have like them to try new things, but I think Mega Evolution was the most interesting. I think Mega Evolutions is the most interesting gimmick they've had. I think it's like the coolest gimmick they've had, but I think like without it we wouldn't have gotten Terra, Terra types. We wouldn't have gotten Dynamaxing. I mean, Dynamaxing is kind of meh, but it's cool. Like, we wouldn't have gotten those. I think Terra is really the only one that I think is like, we wouldn't have gotten Terra, and that would have been disappointing, I guess, because we wouldn't have known, but we wouldn't have known Terra was an idea ever, but it would have, I think Terra types were so cool for the competitive, and yeah, but I think Mega Evolution coming back is big. If they kept it forever, that would be nice. I'm thinking they're probably just going to keep it for a Legends game. Maybe Gen 10. Maybe the 10th generation will get some Mega Evolutions in it and some compatibility. Who knows? I don't know, but we'll definitely have to see. But yeah, Mega Evolution's really cool, and I don't know, Flair, if you played Pokemon Sword and Shield, or like Sword/Shield, but that game that game had Gigantamaxing. That is also like, that's Gigantamax Pokemon is kind of like Megas, but Megas are smaller. Like how you have like Gigantamax, like Alcremie in it, and it changes to a giant cake rather than just being a giant Alcremie, or like Gigantamax Charizard changes its form. That's kind of what it is like, except it doesn't last 3 turns. It doesn't give them the higher HP necessarily, and they don't get like a special move because of it. It's just like a form change that gives you a different ability, a different typing potentially, and some different stats for that, But Sword is what got me. I liked it, but the performance was bad and killed it for me. Sword was what got me back into it. I liked Sword and I had Shield, but like I like Sword and Shield at the time. But looking back at it, I'm like, I'm just like, it's really not a good game, but it's not bad. It's like I'm iffy with it, where I think it just could have been so much better. You know what I mean? I think that's my issue with Sword and Shield, is I don't hate it. I just think it's disappointing. It could have been so much better. It's almost shovelware. Kinda, yeah. And it was also, I hated it too, because that was when they were like, we're no longer going to continue adding all of the Pokemon from all of the previous generations into the game. we're not doing the national decks anymore. And then they were like, and people were like, well, why did you choose to do that? It's a really dumb idea. We hate that. And they're like, oh, well, it's because we're actually making the models from scratch, and we're doing all the textures and making the game look good. And then everybody's like, this game looks shit. Like, where did all this effort go into? And they answered it with Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. That's where it all went to. That's actually what I think they were talking about when they said we are working on like more textures and stuff. I think what they meant to say was not in Sword and Shield, but in Scarlet and Violet, we are making the Pokemon look the best they've ever looked, you know? Like, I mean, Shin Megami Tensei has had the same demons for the whole time. Yeah, I think, well, Shin Megami Tensei doesn't always have the same demons. They do for the most part, but like not always have the same demons. I don't think, right? Maybe you're right. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's some that are not always added. And SMT predates Pokemon, I found out. Yes, it does predate Pokemon. That is correct. But also, I think it's sort of a thing that Pokemon has more Pokemon than Shin Megami has. Does even Pokemon have more than Shin Megami has demons? I don't even know how many demons are in Shin Megami Tensei. I think 5 had like 400 demons. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I think Pokemon in general just have more Pokemon too. So like I understand at some point there's kind of has to be a give, but I don't think they are at capacity at the moment. Like I don't think that they couldn't do it. I just think that they are spending more time doing other things, I guess, now. Call it lazy, call it resource management, call it what you will, but if the Pokemon, like, look, I think that Scarlet and Violet is the best Pokemon has ever looked, like the Pokemon themselves, and if they're going to remake like Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise's models and like revamp them and make Pokemon look cool, then I can deal with not all the Pokemon being there. I can understand that, hey, we're not gonna have all the Pokemon. I can fully grasp that. But if they're not gonna make the Pokemon look cool and not add to the game, then I don't understand it. I think it's a cop-out then. That's my thought. Dude, I'm also excited for the new Shin Megami Tensei 5 remake thing. I know nothing about it, and I'm so hyped for it. We will stream that again on stream, because it has, from the trailer, it has like a couple things that I think are really cool that I wanted in the original game, which, I mean, like, they're adding more monsters or demons, which are cool. So I love that. More demons. Everybody loves that. But, so in the trailer, there was a scene with that girl from 5 I mean, spoilers, but there's the redheaded girl in Shin Megami Tensei 5 that turns into that makes like the pack with a demon to be a Nabino or whatever that's called. And, because she's getting bullied, right? And I always was like, I'm like, I feel so bad for this girl. I want to save her, kind of like Captain Save-A-Ho. You know, I feel the need to save this person because they're getting bullied. And you don't ever, spoilers, you don't ever get a shot to do that. But in the trailer, one of the friend girl that you have that follows you around, who's also friends with that redheaded girl, she says something like, if you want to get vengeance, I'm here for you, or something like that. And I'm thinking, does that redheaded girl become a Nahabino that you could, like, recruit later? Does that redheaded girl, like, does she become more part of the story? I'm excited to see it. I really hope, because from what the trailer looks to be, it looks like a completely different story. It might follow some similar story beats, but from what the trailer showed, it looks like a completely different story. I really hope it's a completely different story, and I really hope that it's good, because I want another reason to play Shin Megami Tensei 5 again. And I want a new story. And I hope it's a new story because I don't want to buy the game again just to buy the game. I want to buy the game so that I can, like, if I have to buy it at full price again, I want it to be a full-fledged different story with the same characters or something, you know? If we can save her, it'd be much happier. Yeah, there's like a 2-second scene where the girls are like standing next to each other, and they're like, if you want to get vengeance or something like that, I'll help you. They say something like that. Trying to figure out where the beacon den is. Where the fuck am I looking? Also, my frames have just tanked a bit. I'm so lost. I'm actually so lost as to where I am. Oh, there it is. I was like, where the hell am I? But the Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, I'm really excited. I'm kind of getting tired of Atlas dropping, like, you know, Persona 5, and then, like, next year they drop Persona 5 Royale, you know, where it's like, oh, this is the definitive version with, like, extra stuff. It's like, okay, I'm kind of getting tired of that. But if it's going to be, like, if it's going to add enough content, then I'm gonna be interested in it. Why are you mad about Atlas doing that? It just seems, like, scummy, you know? It seems like there, and it would be, like, I would buy, like, the Royale DLC to Persona 5, you know what I mean? Like, I would buy the Royale DLC that adds all the Royale content to my Persona 5 game. I don't want to buy Persona 5 2. Like, I don't want to buy Persona 5 2 times. But as long as it has enough content to it, I'm not that against it. Like, the Persona 5, or the Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, it looks like it's going to have a lot of content in it. So I'm less angry at it. And people have put out numbers and figures, and I don't know if any of it's true, but people are saying that it has like 160 hours of content. I assume that's probably not new content, and is probably what the game already has plus the new stuff. So I'm like, also, is it like, is it a new story, or is it like a new path you take in the game? Like, I want more. I will probably hate it when they explain more about it, you know? Like, I'll probably be like, this is stupid when they finally explain it, but it was okay pre-DLC, but they still do it. Yeah. With its logo having a snake in it, is Snake in it? Snake Lady? Does Shin Megami Tensei 5's logo have a snake lady on it? Sorry, let's not text and fly. I'm also gonna reset the game because it's hit its memory leak, I guess. Because I want more ammo, but we just don't have the stuff for it. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance consists of 2 complete story paths. Experience a brand new route. Okay. That answers it, but doesn't answer it well enough. Because 2 branching story paths could mean 2 whole new stories, you know? 2 whole new stories. That's crazy. Or it could mean 2 branching paths. So you play through like 95% of the game, and then, oh, you could choose at the end. Huh? Choose at the end what the path's gonna be, you know? The rest of it seems spoilers. I might end up going to read it anyways, yeah. So I'll take a look at it for sure. I don't know if I can hold back the idea, but we'll see. But it seems like that worries me, but I don't know. I think I'll probably, like, either way probably still buy it because I want another reason to play those games. So enhance my pets. I'm gonna increase your attack. Okay. Your HP could be higher and your defense could be higher, so we'll max you out. It's crazy that his health can be higher. Your defense could be higher, and you need everything, so I'm just gonna enhance you. Sure, we'll get one to the max. We'll get one max HP in there, and then we can get the... Yeah, we're not going to be able to get that. We're actually running out of small pal souls, which is kind of ironic. But that will be good. I just want more ammo. So I kind of want to, like... let's check some of these chests, because they might have picked up, like, coinage. I'm kind of surprised. It doesn't seem like we have anybody with transport in this area, because it feels like they never pick up anything. You could do honey. We could sell honey. We could sell some wool. I don't know what we'd sell to get. I said like at least 300 ammo, but now maybe like at least 200. Because I feel like we'll need that damage, but... Actually, fuck it. I read it, and it seems like it splits at the start. The line seems to suggest it splits early or explores the original story told in Shin Megami Tensei 5, the canon of creation. An eternal conflict between the angels and demons in which the protagonist fights for the world's fate. I think that sounds interesting, and I hope that's how you're perceiving it. I hope that's how it is. But my one thing with it is I really hope that what am I trying to say? I hope, or I'm positive in it, because it says the two branching paths, so it seems like we can do the light or dark, like we can fight for the demons or we can fight for the angels, which I think will have fun replayability in it. I will say, when it comes to Shin Megami Tensei games, I can't speak for all of them, but Shin Megami Tensei 4 came out, right? And then they released Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, and that game is very far from a Royale, where it's very much, it's legitimately its a whole different story, right? So maybe that gives me hope that this, like, those two canon of creation, canon of vengeance will be good, like, will be different, and will be enough of a different story. Where creation is where what we got in normal V. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because maybe, I mean, even with route, like, I guess 2 routes, are they saying create, so, are they saying when they say 2 routes, they're saying that the canon of creation is the normal Shin Megami Tensei 5, and then the canon of vengeance is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, and it's a whole different game? Because then I wouldn't mind that, but then I would also just, I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind that, because, yeah, I think that would be cool. I think that would be really neat. Because also when it says routes, it doesn't mean that it has separate endings. So it could have 3 like neutral, demon, and angel routes for the canon of vengeance. It's kind of neat. I don't know. I'm positive about it, but though this shit pisses me off. Yeah, yeah. I hate how all of it is. That's like I hate like Disgaea does it too. To be fair, though, I feel like Atlas does it the best, but I think it's still terrible, right? Like, I think Atlas is the best gaming company that does it, but I don't think any gaming company should do it. Because, like, there are game companies that are just like, oh, here's the definitive version, definitive version a year later with all the DLC comes with it and adds new content. It's like, we couldn't have just gotten that in the game, or you couldn't have just released DLC for it. Like, like you couldn't have just updated the actual game. You're making me pay for it again. But DLC for Wealth, EXP, and Miracles again, too. Oh, that's lame. Are they really? They're not going to include all the DLC? Are they not including all the DLC to it? Or, like, will I have to buy the packs that have like Artemis and Cleopatra again? Because that's stupid. Only if you buy the deluxe version. Dude, that's stupid. That's really dumb. If they're gonna make me buy the DLC again, oh, that's so dumb. Demon Subquest Sakura Cinders of the East, Demon Subquest Holy Will and Profane Dissonance? Sakura's from the East? That might be Cleopatra, but those sound different. Okay, I'm just gonna stand here and look this up real quick, and then we're gonna go fight the final boss. That's the thing that kills me with Atlas. Is like, fuck, man. But hey, I hope that all the Shin Megami Tensei DLC is in Vengeance then. I want to play with Cleopatra and Artemis straight out the gate, because Cleopatra's broken as hell. I mean, there's other people that are also as broken as her, but she has one special move that is crazy. The fucked up thing, too, about it, the really fucked up thing, too, about it, is I'm probably still gonna buy the DLC. I don't know if I'm going to buy the deluxe edition straight out, but I probably will buy the DLC at some point. That's the fucked up thing about it. Is come June, I'm going to go, actually, I kind of want them Mitamas, and I kind of want the extra stuff. I'm going to end up fucking paying for it, and they're going to keep doing it over and over again because people keep fucking paying for it, like me. I'm the problem. Okay. But enough Shin Megami Tensei talk. Can we beat the final boss? Let's double check our party. Dragon and Fire, Dragon and Fire, Dragon Normal. Not gonna use you. Maybe we'll use you. Can we beat the final tower boss in Palworld? Probably not. But I would like to think that we have a shot. Because I think this guy has like 80,000 more HP than the last one we did. It's all up to Lilith and Nightmare, really. Victor and Shadowbeak.